And Europe's financial troubles will dominate Poland's attention as it takes on the EU's rotating presidency this Friday. The Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk told the Financial Times that his country's leadership will consist mainly of reacting to sudden events. And that includes dealing with the debt crisis in Greece, widespread austerity and immigration, issues that threaten the union's cohesion. Tusk said the most important task will be to rebuild trust and faith in the idea that Europe makes sense. Well, my next guest is the man in charge of Poland's purse strings. Jacek Rostowski has acted as senior economist for institutions in both the public and private sector, including the National Bank of Poland and Warsaw-based Bank Pekao. He joined the cabinet of Premier Donald Tusk in late 2007 and currently serves as a finance minister. In 2009, he was named European Finance Minister of the Year by the Banker magazine, and that's for helping Poland avoid recession during the financial crisis, the only EU nation to do so. Well, Jacek Rostowski joins me now on the phone from Poland. Minister, thank you so much for joining us here on Bloomberg. In terms of what the Polish presidency will do, how much do you expect to be involved with the Greek crisis? Because, of course, there is such a big danger of contagion if the Greece crisis is not dealt with properly.
Well, good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you. Yes, indeed. I mean, Poland is not in the Eurozone, and therefore we shall not be taking part in the Eurogroup meetings that are a very important part of the structure for resolving the Greek debt crisis, but many of the decisions that are needed to deal with this crisis are actually taken in the wider ECOFIN, in which all 27 member states of the European Union are present. And we have to ensure very close cooperation and close coordination between the wider ECOFIN Council and the Eurogroup, and that is going to be a key part of my job. Donald Tusk said quite rightly that this is going to be a great challenge, this presidency, and probably the greatest challenge of this presidency will be dealing with the Greek debt issue.
Yeah, and it's a huge problem. Minister, how concerned are you that the Eurozone is actually not really able to handle the crisis on their own? And how concerned are you that the contagion will spread to Eastern European countries such as Poland?
Well, I think that the Eurozone is well capable of dealing with this crisis. Greece represents only 3% of Eurozone GDP. And therefore is really the Eurozone is perfectly capable, and the wider European Union even more so, capable of dealing with this. But of course, one can make mistakes in a very fraught and new situation, and therefore, if the crisis is not dealt with properly, it could have serious repercussions, and we all know that, for the whole of Europe. Any effect on Eastern Europe in particular would rather come through Western Europe. I mean, everybody knows that the Greek crisis is a Eurozone problem, and it's shown that there aren't sufficient mechanisms at present fully developed to allow countries that get into the kind of problems that Greece has got into to emerge from them fairly smoothly. And so therefore any problems would first involve the Eurozone. But of course, Central Eastern Europe could not avoid difficulty if the Eurozone entered severe turbulence. That's why, for all of us in the European Union, it's vital to resolve this issue as efficiently and smoothly as possible.
But, Minister, I wonder, what's your take on how difficult it will be actually to contain the contagion or the spread? Because some analysts we speak to say if we have Greece defaulting, it's going to be a Lehman Brothers type event. So we don't really know the consequences. Others are saying, well, hold on, we've prepared for Greek default more or less for the last year and a half, so it won't be the same. Where do you stand on this debate?
We've prepared for a year and a half, and it won't be the same, but it won't happen now because what we're going to be, what the Greeks have just agreed, and what the European Union will be agreeing over the next couple of weeks is further support, which will allow us to devise a path of debt sustainability for Greece, and to prepare the Eurozone and the wider European Union even better to make sure that if something went wrong, if something went dramatically wrong, which we must make sure does not happen, then the spillovers would be properly, fully contained. And of course we have to realize, and I'm sure every analyst agrees, that the situation in Ireland and Portugal is much less fraught than that in Greece.
I also wanted to ask you about Polish government debt, because it's been some of the best performing debt in the EU with countries such as Sweden and Hungary. Do you expect this to continue, or is it going to be, again, just fraught with what's happening in the Eurozone?
Well, no country is an island, and certainly Poland is not an island isolated from the European Union, and that's why we consider efficient management of the Greek and Eurozone issues to be central. But I think you can see the quality of the performance. We're now engaged this year and next in the fastest fiscal consolidation of any country in the European Union, with the exception of Greece, Portugal, and Ireland, and that comes on top of a period when we've been over the 3 years of the crisis absolutely the fastest growing country in the EU. And I just one final thing, and we expect that to continue. So it's not my business to forecast what will happen to debt prices, but I'm optimistic.
Yes, I just actually wanted to mention for our viewers that you're planning to cut the budget deficit from 7.9% of GDP to 2.9% of GDP in 2012. So that's quite admirable. Minister, thank you so much. Minister Rostowski
Thank you very much.
Of Poland.
Thank you.